I think Brett's headset has been turned up a little much.
Why not, man?
We might want to turn his down a little something.
How you sound, Dave?
I'm good. He's loud, but he's fine.
Okay.
Crystal clear.
All right.
Yeah, I think JK sounds fine, but that's just me. Brett, you have sensitive ears. It's all that
now,
music
yeah.
training.
Right,
Turn down his headphones.
That's because he's had to listen to a whole lot of BS.
right. And bad rap.
Yeah.
And
The-
very bad rap.
I think that's as low as they go.
Yeah. How low can you go?
We can go very low. You guys ready to do
You
this?
good now, Brett?
I think I'm good.
Can you deal with that?
I think I can.
Okay.
And then it got loud again.
Is there a short in the cord, maybe?
Wow, that popped in the ear. Let's pop in the ear.
What's this one? Because he's
Um,
not turning it down, he was turning it up.
Oh.
that will explain it.
How about now?
That would do it too.
How's that?
I asked him how was
Can
it.
we go down lower?
Yeah. How about now? You
Lower?
good?
Lower, because he's using that R&B voice in my ear, and I'm not comfortable. I'm not. Can you go down lower?
Yeah, now he's loud.
See? Dude, I'm telling you, it's not going anywhere. No? I'll just take this ear. I'll plug this ear then.
I wasn't aware there was such thing as an R&B voice.
Yeah, no, there's a hey, welcome back to KWAC. I'm your host, the Midnight Lover.
You know it's funny.
And like strip club.
You know exactly. Next up, but you know
Next
what's
to the
terrible?
stage, cinnamon.
You know what's
Pe-
terrible?
pe-
Is
people
it
are both-
strip club or is it karaoke bar?
Oh wow.
It's the same
Wow.
voice.
Yeah, it is.
I mean, people have always said I should be on the radio, so
Yeah.
you know.
That you are now. That's what the podcast is.
Yeah.
All right, you guys ready?
Yeah.
All right, I guess we're gonna let the commercial play out,
Okay.
which means it might be loud.
Okay. All right.
We made it this far because of you. We need more. If you tuned into Cage Against the Machine podcast via
That's what I'm
iTunes,
saying.
we need you to act.
That's what I'm
Follow us on
saying. I keep
iTunes,
saying.
rate us, comment, share with
We've
your
got a
friends,
subwoofer
and
right
post
here.
this podcast to your
What's
social
the
media.
meter?
Thank you.
And you're back with Cage Against the Machine. We're here talking about UFC 203, Miocic versus Overeem. You know how we do. We got the Fox Sports prelims coming up, guys. So, first one we got, Uncle Creepy McCall versus Borg. Where do you guys fall on this one? Let's go with the JK. JK Atkins, where do you go with this one?
Well, the doctor has a prescription,
What is that prescription?
and it's 3 letters. Why?
Why what?
Why is this fight even happening?
Hell, I don't know.
I have no idea what the matchmakers were thinking. What is this fight supposed to accomplish?
They were saying we needed something to head up the Fox Sports prelims.
Yeah, and that's pretty much what all they did. Because
Well, also because McCall's opponent didn't make weight, remember?
that is also true.
So they needed to fill that spot to finish his contract out.
But yeah, I mean, at this point, why are we even watching flyweight fights to begin with? Demetrius Johnson is so far ahead of everybody else. It makes all of these other fights pretty much irrelevant, really.
Because you, as a martial artist, recognize that Demetrius is amazing, and everybody in the room does. But how many people don't even know who he is?
Very good point.
And they waited till this week to announce him as the pound for pound.
With that being said, I think this fight is going to be a snooze fest. This is gonna be a 3-round split decision, and I'm gonna take it in favor of Ray Borg.
Really interesting. David, where do you fall on this one?
I actually think it's going to be a very close fight as well. I think this is going to be kind of a measuring stick for where Ian McCall is at in his career. He hasn't fought in almost 2 years since the last time he fought was the Anderson Silva Nick Diaz card, taking the loss to John Lineker. And so he hasn't fought in almost 2 years. He's been coming off a bunch of injuries. Ray Borg is a tough guy. He's a durable guy. He's never been finished. So I think McCall, if he gets it, it's going to be a decision. If Borg gets it, I think it's going to be a decision. I think that McCall is going to get the decision. I think he's going to, whether it be split decision or unanimous decision, I think McCall is going to find a way to get it done. I'm not. The question is if he loses, does he retire? If he wins, does he retire? His contract's pretty much up. He's already hinted at the fact that he doesn't want to do this anymore. He's banged up. He's been dealing with injuries his whole career. So I think he gets the win. Maybe he retires, maybe he doesn't, but I think he gets the win and then at least considers it.
Interesting. Calling out on retirement too. Brett, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, I think David took my script. I agree. I think he's focused on McCall has made it clear he's got injuries, he's banged up, he's selling his other business he just started, the cryonics and stuff like that. He's been talking for 2 years about his injuries and his requirements for like marijuana to get out of the bed. I think this is to finish off the career.
I would agree.
Wow, interesting. So next up, we got 2 fights that are great. Let me go ahead and say.
What about you? What do you think?
Well, I guess I would like to see Borg pull it out.
Pause.
That's just where I kind of fall on it. But I think just in general, I'm not sure where I fall on this one. Yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna go ahead and give it to Borg. But you know what? Hey JK, how about this? Rare moment. Why don't you announce the next fight? Who do you have on this one? I'll see if he has the chops to do it.
All right, so ladies and gentlemen, next up we have the man that they call Brad Tavares up against that man from Brazil, Seau Magalhães, the Hellboy. So I guess we'll start with David. David, how do you look on this one? What do you think?
So Brad Tavares is 1-3 in his last 4 fights. He's coming off the knockout loss to Robert Whittaker. That's why maybe some people would predict him to lose this fight. I actually think he's going to win. I think he's going to right the ship. He's going to, let's say, I'm going to go unanimous decision. Unanimous decision, Brad Tavares over Magalhães. Like I said, I think he gets off the snide, rights the ship, and I think he's going to get a unanimous decision in this fight.
And Brett, where do you fall on this one?
Is he related to Vinny Magalhães?
Magalhães? I'm not sure. My
Or is that
immediate
just a
guess.
common name?
Yeah, my guess would be no, but Brazil is a very large country, and
It's kind of like Jackson.
basically,
Kind of like Jackson.
The name.
What's a common name in?
well, the most obvious one would be Silva.
Silva. Yeah.
No, in Mozambique. What's a common?
Oh, mine.
Is-
Mine. Akins is a very common name in Mozambique.
Got
Yeah.
it. When I start committing bank fraud, that's what I'll be using.
It sounds like a winner.
I'm gonna go with Tavares. He punches hard,
Yeah, and I
but it'll be a decision.
I gotta follow you on that one. Pretty much down the road. Decision with Tavares. Next up, you know what? I like this kind of game.
Don't skip over me now.
Did you not make your decision?
Of course not.
Yeah, but we talked. What's your decision, JK? Where do you fall?
I'm actually with David here. For one reason, I do believe that Brad Tavares is going to right the ship, but for the biggest reason is, I personally believe he has the best and the fastest jab in mixed martial arts today. And I think that jab is going to be the difference to lead to the decision that David was talking about. Brad Tavares will win it.
So we all universally agree that there's going to be a Brad Tavares decision.
Yes.
That's
Looks
awesome.
that
That's
way.
2.
Why is that? Yeah, that's 2 happening in one night. That's
Hey, great minds think alike, huh?
must be that.
Statistics.
Yeah, that's interesting. How about this, David? Why don't you call the next fight?
All right. So I'm missing one of them, and of course it's the next fight. Nick Lentz versus the Mairbek Taisumov. Actually, Taisumov actually has a win over Hadzovic, the guy in the opening fight.
Oh, really?
Does
I didn't know
indeed
that.
he does, yes. A KO win, if I remember correctly.
Now, just a quick assessment about Lentz, really. I have lost so much money betting against Nick Lentz that I will not bet or pick against Nick Lentz, maybe ever. I don't care who he's fighting. I will probably take Nick Lentz by a 3-round snoozer. He has cost me a small fortune, and so just because he has cost me so much money, I will go with him.